What is up, guys? It is Christ, and we are back with another video. Welcome back to Dream Theater Thursday, and welcome to the official start of the Awake album reaction. So this is one I've been pretty excited to listen to for a while. I've already heard one song off of it. I think it's The Mirror, but I actually didn't listen to it past the first listen, so therefore I'm going to be re-listening to it again. I told you guys in a previous Anger video that I'm just going to re-react to everything on album reactions. So if I've already heard something and I'm going to do an album review, I'm going to listen to it again in the order where it's supposed to be placed. So therefore, any Dream Theater albums from now on are going to have those in it. And I regret not doing it with Train of Thought and 6 Degrees, but it is what it is. So therefore, we're going to be checking out 6, it looks like, I believe it's 6 o'clock, 6.00. So according to Genius, the opening track to Dream Theater's 1994 album Awake, written by then keyboardist Kevin Moore, 6 o'clock is about his decision to leave the band due to creative differences. I'm assuming 6 means you're back, as in he's turning his back on the band. That's just my opinion, because I know 6 o'clock in military terms means when someone says I got your 6, it means they've got your back. But 6 o'clock it could mean a different meaning here. So yeah, apparently there's some kind of drama going on in this album between the artists. I'm kind of curious to see. I think Innocence Faded, I was reading what some of these were about, and Innocence Faded is also about the keyboardist. It's kind of a shot taken at the keyboardist. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm pretty excited to listen to this. All right. You guys aren't going to see it on the screen. I actually like this format better, where I have it off camera, and so therefore you guys could see like a fuller picture of me. I have over here, actually it's over here in the corner. I need to learn that. I have the picture over here in the corner so you guys can see what it is. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I think he's doing a 5/4 or 7/4 timing right now, time signature. Okay.
6 o'clock on a Christmas morning. 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 And for what? Well, isn't it for the honor of God, Aunt Kate? I know all about the honor of God, Mary Jane.
6 o'clock and the siren kicks in from a dream. Try to shake it out, but it just won't stop. Can't find the strength, but he's got promises to keep. And would to chop before he sleeps. I may never get over, but never's better than now. I got faces to cover.
Some really cool stuff going on with the keyboard right now.
Parking lot and he's just sitting in his car. It's 9 o'clock, but he can't get out. Lights a cigarette and he turns the music down, but just can't seem to shake that sound. Once I thought I'd get over, but it's too late for me now. I got faces to cover. Melody walks through the
Okay. Glad to hear Kevin doing some more stuff. Ooh, okay. I like this. Nice.
Coming outside. The beat inside. Coming outside. The beat inside. Coming outside. The pain inside. Coming outside.
Okay.
So many ways to drown a man, so many ways to drag him down. Some are fights
I really like his voice here. It's nice.
You can't hear what he's saying when he's talking in his sleep. He finally found the sound, but it's in too deep. I could never get over. Is it too late for me now? Feel I blow my cover. Melody walks through the door, and memory flies out the window. Nobody knows what they were till they finally let it all go. But don't cut your losses too soon, 'cause you'll only be cutting your throat. And answer a call while you still hear it all, 'cause nobody will if you won't.
6 o'clock on a Christmas morning. 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 I know the all of God, Mary. I know the
I think this is Kevin. That it? Oh, geez, that was way too short. So, hate to do this, but I just realized that my laptop isn't plugged in. So therefore, I need to plug it in so I don't lose power. Apologize for this. Well, that's a bit awkward. Wish I had editing software. Um, considering getting Adobe Premiere, I've heard that that's like the best kind. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna probably go with. I believe it's called Premiere. But let's get into what we thought of the song. So, got some things to say about it. Not all of it is, um, like, I don't want to say bad. I mean, not all of it's like, it's all good, but it's just, I don't know, we'll talk about it. So, let's get into a lyrical analysis. Um, so because I know that this was about the keyboardist, I'm trying to think. Okay, so here, on verse 1 it says, 6 o'clock, the siren kicks him from a dream, tries to shake it off, but it just won't stop. Can't find the strength, but he's got promises to keep, and wood to chop before he sleeps. So these could be metaphors. 6 o'clock, the siren kicks him from a dream. This could actually be just essentially that, just sleep. Um, and he says tries to shake it off, but it just won't stop. I'm assuming this is talking about the rising, I guess, unsatisfaction within him, Kevin Moore. about wanting. I actually read about this, but I can't remember which side he was on versus what side Dream Theater was on. I believe the rest of Dream Theater wanted a heavier record, and Kevin wanted softer music. But I believe the tensions rose and rose and rose until they reached a breaking point, and Kevin left. I don't think they left on bad terms though. I think they were probably still good friends. I don't know. I didn't read that much into it, but I believe that they were still on good terms. He says can't find the strength. I'm assuming he's talking about leaving, but he's got promises to keep and wood to chop before he sleeps. So maybe he's talking about his work in the band isn't finished, and he needs to finish his obligations before he can think about leaving. And that would make sense with the 6 o'clock, the symbolism behind 6 o'clock. The fact that 6 o'clock means you're back, and maybe he's talking about he's leaving the band. He's turning his back on the band. Um, I don't know. I don't know like the story behind it. You guys can definitely help me with that in the comment section below. I would really like to know. I really appreciate Kevin's stuff. The stuff I heard on Images and Words. By the way, I have bought Images and Words Awake because I was so certain I was gonna like this. I've already bought Awake. Um, wait, no, did I buy Awake or did I buy Images and Words? Okay, no, I think I haven't bought. I can't remember. I don't think now that I think about it, I don't think I bought Awake. I think that was the next on my to-do list. But I bought Images and Words. I bought Train of Thought, and I bought the Change of Seasons EP. So I am super excited to listen to the rest of that. Um, but that's just like sort of a comment. So it says he's in the parking lot and he just sits in his car. He's just sitting in his car. It's 9 o'clock, but he can't get out. He lights a cigarette and turns the music down, but he just can't seem to shake that sound. So maybe he's talking about here he doesn't really want to go through with recording like the album or play his parts. It says he turns the music down. Um, this could mean either one of two things. Either he is trying to concentrate on something else, or he doesn't like what he's hearing. Um, but he says he just can't seem to shake that sound. That sound is either the music he wants to play or the music Dream Theater wants to play. If I'm assuming correctly, you guys can always correct me. He said, "Once I thought I'd get over, but it's too late for me now. I've got bases to cover." Um, this could once again be alluding to he wants to leave, and it says here in chorus 2 melody. The word melody is highlighted. I believe this was the issue. Um, Kevin wanted a more melodic band. He wanted to go kind of softer, and the Dream Theater wanted to go kind of heavier. I'm not 100% certain, but he says melody walks through the door and memory flies out the window, and nobody knows what they want till they finally let it all go. So I don't really quite know it. I don't really quite know like which side he fell on. Uh, Bridge says the pain inside coming outside, and it just repeats that. So maybe he was dealing with a bunch of inner stuff as well too, and it was all coming to a boiling point. It says in verse 3, so many ways to drown a man, so many ways to drag him down. Some are fast and some take years and years, and you can't hear what he's saying when he's talking in his sleep. He finally found the sound, but he's in too deep. Uh, so this sounds like he didn't really know what he wanted until the band was set in their ways what they wanted to do. Um, and he finally realized it was too late for him to put input or something. I don't know. Overall, I would say this song was very good. It had a lot of sort of like interesting things that I'm definitely more curious to hear about. And one thing I can say about this song that is really positive is Kevin's keyboard playing. He may not have liked what he was playing, but he was really good at it. And I'm kind of curious to see like it's kind of like an interesting thing to think about. Like, what would they be like nowadays if Derek or Jordan hadn't have been in the band? Like, what would they have sounded like? That's what I would definitely like to have. I guess, entertained the thought of. Overall, I think that this song was a good song. I would not say it was amazing. I would say that this is a very middle tier song. It wasn't my least favorite, but it definitely was not my my most favorite. I would say it's in the middle of the pack. It's sort of the ones where, it's good, but I'm looking for something better. Now normally their opener is like the most crazy one, and I don't think that's the case on this song. I believe there is definitely heavier stuff on here. I'm pretty excited to listen to it. So with that out of the way, I completely forgot to. I think the next one is Caught in a Spider Web. Caught in a Spider's Web. Let me find out. Yeah, Caught in a Web is what it's called. We're gonna be checking that one out now. Caught in a Web. Pretty excited to listen to this one. Stupid ads. We're only gonna be doing 3 songs today. We're gonna be doing Innocence something. What was it called? Here's the last one for today. We're gonna be doing Innocence Faded as the last one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with Caught in a Web. I'm pretty excited to listen to this one. Awake's one I've been like anticipating for a long time, simply because you guys are hyping it through the moon. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. It is nice. Very creepy sound on the keyboard. Dang, son. Ooh. Okay. Excellent section. Ooh, I can hear my own. Nice. Ooh. Ooh, yes, more cowbell. Or cowbell. Terrible Christopher Walken impression. Alright, I like this. Ooh, yes. Is that it? Holy crap, that was an awesome song. I would definitely say that that was, in my opinion, better than 6 o'clock. That was definitely the better of the two that I've heard so far off this album. I've actually heard three. I just can't, honestly, I can't remember much of The Mirror, so like, it'll be like I pretty much haven't heard it before. I intentionally didn't listen to it once I made the decision. I was gonna start doing album reactions, but so yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to again, especially since I've heard the entirety of the 12-step program, and it's sort of like the unofficial prequel to it. Excuse me. Ah, so I didn't do a lyrical analysis because I forgot in the beginning. So it says the second track on Dream Theater's 1994 album "Awake Caught in a Web" refers to the proverbial web of deceit, and the protagonist being caught in it by lying to themselves regarding their own nature, only to get out of it by the end by embracing who they are. It is one of the few songs in the discography with more than one lyricist, being Petrucci and Labrie, which is pretty interesting. I didn't know that they didn't work on lyrics together. I knew that some of them did certain songs, but I didn't know that it was pretty much exclusive that way. Um, he says, "Silence disguised, I watch you. Show me the hurt that haunts you. Would you despise the thrill if all you hide were mine? I can't hold on any longer. These feelings keep growing stronger. Echoes that deafen the mind, will bury my voice in their wake." This is kind of like one of those metaphor songs that I have a very hard time understanding. Dream Theater, um, I've been getting better at like deciphering their lyrics, but some of them like this, I'm just lost. Well, let's see if we can. Let's push through. Let's see if we can, uh, I guess, interpret anything. I've seen the past. I've seen the path, the one you take. Show the truth for you to make. This turn of phrase we might not see is the thirst of desire found so easily. Try to push me round the world some more and make me live in fear. I bear it all. I bear all that I am made of now. Attractive, I don't care, 'cause even when I danced with life, no one was there to share. Does this voice the wounds of your soul? Yeah, I'm having a really even the like synopsis or the interpretation is like really hard for me to understand. I have a hard enough time understanding like really vague and sort of leaning on poetry and metaphor lyrics. So this is a hard one. It's gonna take me probably several listens to through to actually discover like the meaning behind this one. So I'm not gonna delve any more into this simply because it's gonna take some studying, if I'm being honest, for me, and I don't have time to do that in one video. However, I will say that the instrumentation on this song was absolutely fantastic. I loved Kevin's solos when he would do them. I loved Petrucci's guitar playing as well, and I loved hearing Mayung as well, hearing him punch through the mix occasionally. Mike Portnoy's drums were also on point as always, and all of them together sounded absolutely amazing. I want to specifically point out the Breeze vocals because they were amazing in both of these songs. Um, I think that he definitely didn't sound like Images and Words. I expected him to more or less sound similar to Images and Words, but I'm glad. I shouldn't say I'm glad because I liked that vocal style, but I'm more a fan of his mid range than I am his super high range. Like Images and Words, I more prefer stuff like Train of Thought and Scenes from a Memory and even Distance Over Time. I more prefer stuff like that, but it doesn't mean I don't like that stuff. Obviously, I ranked Images and Words in my top 3 albums. Um, to be fair, like there's only 5, but it's a pretty good album. I will say though that I prefer his other style of singing more, even though it is good that way as well. That's just my thoughts on the vocals. I thought they were really good in here. Overall, absolutely amazing song. I really enjoyed this one. One was definitely in competition for the favorites on the album. To be fair, I've only heard 2. I'm recording this at almost midnight and have to be up at 5 o'clock, so press F in the chat to pay respects for my sanity tomorrow. So, we are going to be checking out, I believe it was Innocence Faded? Was that correct? Dang it. Innocence Faded, I think it was. Yeah, Innocence Faded. Sorry for the camera moving. So I'm pretty excited to hear Eratomania or something like that. I hear a lot of good things about that song, and I'm pretty excited. It's going to be the first one next week we listen to. I do have some sort of like comments to make, but I suppose I might forget about them. So one thing about Dream Theater that really has inspired me recently is learning the different kinds of time signatures that they've started to use. Dream Theater has made a really good impact on me in terms of like trying to understand music theory more. And I really appreciate that. And I never thought that I would get that sort of passion from listening to bands. But I'm fascinated by the stuff that Portnoy does. I've heard him talk about what's called polyrhythms, where he'll be playing in 2 different time signatures. One like for his hi-hat and ride, and he'll be playing like different time signatures for his other appendages, which is really cool. And I think it's really underrated, like what he does, and I believe other drummers do it as well. But I'm really a fan of the way that Portnoy does it. He talks a lot about how he'll divide up time signatures into various things. For example, if he does like 13/8 or whatever, he'll do like a section of 7/8, and then he'll do a section of 6/8. And when he does that, he's able to like really get a really unique sound when he's playing in 2 different time signatures for 1 bar, and it sounds really cool the way he describes it and the way he shows it. And I am really becoming a fan of just like the way Portnoy plays and stuff. It fascinates me the way that he does those drums. And I'll have to like study some more like what Mangini does as well, because I really enjoy him. He was awesome on Distance Over Time. I really enjoyed his drumming, and I'm definitely interested. The next record we do is going to be a Mangini record, but we'll talk about that after the end of the video. I just wanted to plug that in here simply because I didn't know if I was going to remember it. So let's go ahead and start Innocence Faded. I'm pretty excited to listen to it. Ooh. Hello.
Fascination leaves the doubting mind until the circle breaks.
This is more the style of images and words. I really enjoy it though.
What is if time disappears?
Ooh.
Innocence faded.
Ooh, yeah.
Mirror falls behind you. Trinity jaded. I break down walls to find you. Callow and vain, fixed like a fossil. Shrouded pain, passionless stage. Distant like brothers, when nothing there display. Sharing close like heaven cages. Condescending, not attending to life. Somewhere transcends spinning years. Oh, what if time disappears? Oh. Innocence faded.
Ooh, yes.
The mirror falls behind you. Trinity jaded.
This is a very nice sounding song.
Beginnings get complicated. The
Ooh, yes.
progress.
Come on.
Opinions are calculated, I'm never too openness. Beyond my circle's edge, we're driven by her blessings. Forever hesitating, caught beneath the web. Innocence faded. The mirror falls behind you. Cynically jaded. The child will call upon
Ooh, yes. Hit me in those feels right there. Ooh. Excellent section. I love this part. Yes. Yes. Please don't tell me that was the. Bruh, these songs are too short. Like, that could have easily gone on for another 3-4 minutes. I would have listened to it. So good, so good. It was short and sweet, but it left me wanting more. I apologize. I've been up for a very long time, and I am definitely not bored. It's just I am that tired. I'm gonna be getting some sleep after this. Don't worry. Um, so I thought this song was absolutely amazing. I would say that this and the previous one I just did, Caught in a Web, are definitely the two better ones off the album for me at least. There's definitely some people who probably like 6 o'clock better. The main question I have is, was Kevin aware of what these lyrics were about? That's what I want to know. Was he aware that they were basically almost talking crap to him in these songs, or was it more of like he only did what was required of him, and then he was not playing anymore? Um, I believe, I don't know for certain, but if I remember correctly, either Derek took over for the live shows, or he was. I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that Kevin either very briefly played the live shows or he didn't at all. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure. I would definitely like to see what you guys have to say. Um, this song was absolutely amazing. I loved that it was softer and the chorus was so catchy. I was like almost singing along to it by the end of the song, and it's a good thing. It was one of those, despite like what it's about, it had a very like upbeat feel to it, and it had a very passionate feel to it as well. I don't get why people think that Petrucci doesn't play with passion, because I hear it just pouring out of him when he plays, and I'll never understand why people say that he doesn't play with passion, um, or rather, the critics say he doesn't play with passion, because he is definitely one of the most passionate guitar players I know, and he's definitely one of the most passionate when it comes to his fans and his fan base. Um, I've just seen he is such a genuine guy. I've seen so many interviews with him. Um, I watch and consume more Dream Theater content than you guys realize. Like, Dream Theater has literally become a part of my life over the past few months, man. Like, I go back and watch my first reaction to the Glass Prison, and it just hits me right in the feels. Like that that I just like instantly fell in love with the band. Um, so let's get into a lyrical analysis. He says, "Animation breathes a cloudless mind. Fascination leaves the doubting blind. Under the circle breaks and wisdom lies ahead. The faithful live awake. The rest remained misled." Um, this is another one where I think it is kind of on the metaphorical side. I definitely liked it, but it's one that again I'll have to listen to get a fuller understanding of what the song is. Let's see. So I definitely loved the music in this. I love the acoustic playing. I loved the melody that Kevin would put over the other instruments on his keyboard. It sounded absolutely amazing. This was definitely, I would say, my favorite song on the record. I love the balance between the older style of singing that he had on Images and Words and the more current style that he has. There was like a really cool blend of the two on this song. And yeah, I would definitely say that it's my favorite. I would actually rank it in opposite order than what I listened to. So it was definitely Innocence Faded, then it is Caught in a Web, and then it's 6 o'clock. That's definitely my order so far. Um, but all three of them were good songs at the very least. Like I would say that 6 o'clock is definitely middle of the pack when it comes to like favoritism. But the other two are top notch for me. I definitely enjoyed them more. And I'm super excited to listen to the rest of this album. I think what's it called? I gotta pronounce that correctly so I know. Let me know the correct pronunciation of uh, I believe it's Erotomania. That's, I believe, what it's called. I'm not gonna look at what the title is. I have an idea of what it's about, but I very much could be wrong. Overall, I am very pleased with this album so far. Aside from like the first song, which is kind of here nor there for me. I definitely didn't think it was my favorite song, but I didn't not like it as well. There's actually very few Dream Theater songs that I just outright did not like. Um, and most of them, after a few listens, I ended up liking them. So therefore, it's just, yeah, I just don't know how else to describe it. Overall, super happy with this album, and I am super excited to listen to part two next week. If you guys are new here, we do Dream Theater reactions every single Thursday. At least we try. I think I've only missed, since I've started this, I think I've missed like 2 or 3. It could have been more, but I believe like Dream Theater is the one day I try not to miss. Um, well, there was also like I think week or two I took a hiatus, but yeah, cannot wait to listen to the rest of the record. There's something I told you I was going to talk to you about in the beginning of the video. Oh yeah, we did decide, obviously, as you could see, we did decide on the format. The longer format, you guys really seemed to like the longer format. It won by landslide. There was, for every, I think, 5 or 6 comments saying longer videos, there was like one comment where people wanting single song. And even though I lean towards, I told you guys, and I still feel this way, I prefer the single songs. But because you guys want them, I am doing the longer videos. Simply because you guys want them, and I love you guys. So without further ado, that's going to be it for today's video and videos. I have a big day tomorrow, and I unfortunately can't record anymore. Next week, we're going to try and do maybe a live video or two from Train of Thought. I want to do As I Am. And so, yeah, this has been Christ, guys. We will see you later.